I'm feeling stoked. This is the first time I've ever like advanced to the finals or whatever in the champ, so I'm proud of myself. There was some stress. I think I do pretty well with it, to be honest. I've been in high pressure situations. I know how to handle it. You know, sometimes it happens, sometimes it doesn't. This time it did. No, I'm trying to stay in my lane. I tend to fall apart when I look at the scores. The scores only matter when everything is done for me. We're all vibing together. We're all energetically connected. I think tomorrow we're all gonna just have fun and try to beat each other at the same time.
It felt quite similar. I had some trouble off the tee in the middle of the round. I fought through. Fortunately, I got really good birdies on 16 and 17. I had just a huge sigh of relief, like, whew, I did it. I think it has to be a lot cleaner than it was today.
Today was like no OB. I was like beep, 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 tree, come on, come on. You see my body language? I was like, woo, woo. Yeah, I changed some throw today, like some disc. Some of them was I throw faster disc, and some of them was like slower, depend on how bad I throw yesterday. And some of them, like yesterday, I was like throw side arm, and then today I was like, hey, how about just throw backhand? Very, very exciting. I think it's like very fair game for 8 of us because 8 of us have a chance to win. I feel like whoever consistent will still gonna be play good. At the end of the day, our game gonna show.
Hello, and welcome to round 3 of the Disc Golf Pro Tour Championships presented by Barbasol. This is the first round of the finals. We've just finished 2 rounds of the semifinals where now only 8 competitors have moved into these final 2. These are the top 8. They're now arranged by seed. There are no stroke advantages anymore. After all that, I'm Madison Walker.
Oh, and I'm Erika Stinchcomb. And it is real now. Only 8 people left vying for a $40,000 grand prize. Pretty crazy. Kristin Tattar through round 2. She's first in park percentage at 17%, second in scramble rate. She's really scrambling well off the tee at 58%, and third in circle 1, X putting almost 90% there.
Missy Gannon, 4th place in parked percentage. She's really good at keeping it clean in the woods. Circle 2 in regulation 44% of the time, hitting the fairway 68% of the time, but you never know when she's just going to start parking wooded holes.
Scoggins first in fairway hits. Wow, keeping it clean, 84%. First in circle 1X putting. She literally hasn't missed one. Okay. And giving herself chances landing in the circle 1 28% of the time.
Kat Mertsch, first place in parked percentage. Wow, first place in circle 2 putting. So even if she's not parked, she might make the putt. Circle 1X putting, 6th place out of the field. We only have 8 competitors today, so these stats are going to probably look a little funky, not necessarily true to how the hole plays.
Hole 1 is one of the easier holes out here, one of the less wooded ones. Par 3, 340 feet, OB parking lot on the right. Mandatory on the right that doesn't really come into play. The best way to attack is with a huge power sidearm or a backhand turnover. Woods line left is in bounds.
Kristin Tattar.
Another kind of rainy morning, a little chilly. Not dumping, but it did rain all night long, so we are going to see some wet tee pads and some wet, muddy fairways.
We only saw 3 birdies yesterday and 4 on the first day on this hole. I believe Owen is the only one on this card who has gotten it so far.
Kristin with a stellar first drive.
Up next, please give a warm but wet welcome to Miss Missy Gannon.
This hole really demands a power sidearm. Missy tried to throw a more aggressive backhand line yesterday. She left it a little bit low. It got tangled up in that line of trees, but let's see if she can find it today.
Wow, look how misty it is out there.
I know, moody.
Hello, fall.
Way more aggressive.
Yeah, a lot more turn on it. Oh, and good height, but it gets the bad kick into the parking lot OB. That's going to be a long... Is she even in circle 2? I think she is.
Yeah, I think so. I think if that missed that tree, it was going to be actually great.
Already got a shrug from Missy. It's so strange that Owen is at even because she threw the best round we've seen out here so far yesterday. Bogey-free, 5 down. Unbelievable.
And she is going after the green here. That is hyzering right at the parking lot, but thankfully it checks up.
rounding out our card. Let's make some noise for Miss Kat Mertsch.
Kat Mertsch, known for her subdued smile and even more subdued personality. Did I say smile? I'm so tired. That's so weird. I meant style. Look at those pants.
She's never had any fun on a disc golf course. That's for sure.
Yeah, not once. I think she said that in her interview. I think that's the better mistake to make on the left. Not very many women getting this birdie, and she's not out of bounds.
And I think she'll totally have a putt. Probably.
Totally, probably.
Definitely. For sure.
Okay. Oh, I'm just going to kind of lay that one up. This is a long look for a par save for Missy.
What'd Kat say in her interview? Or whatever. That's what it was.
Or whatever.
Totally. Or whatever.
Made it to the finals or whatever. Totally. Whoa.
Ooh.
Very aggressive upshot / run.
Kind of trying to throw it in.
Yeah, Kat does stay safe. A little bit of work left on the par. Kristin for birdie. She's in. She's here today. She's focused. We had kind of a weird day yesterday. This format just made it so it didn't really matter if you shot very well yesterday. You just had to get to this point. So I think we're going to have a lot more excitement on the card. Every stroke means a lot more today.
Yep. It's not about maintaining positioning anymore. Now it is a race to the finish, and you want to get as many birdies as possible, just like a normal tournament. But now we only have 2 rounds to do it. 2 birdies, 2 bogeys on the day in the FPO field. We're going to see both of those bogeys on our lead card. Again, this is by seed, not by any performance that has happened this weekend at all. It's just from the entire season cumulative.
Look at this teeny tiny leaderboard.
I can actually read all of it. All right, 366 par 3, slightly uphill. Forehand is the way to get there, but more of a pushing straight shot. You can also do kind of a backhand turnover that pans a little bit at the end. It's really tough to get inside the circle for this one. There was only 2 birdies in round 1 and no birdies yesterday for our final semifinal round. Kat and Missy were 2 of our birdies in round 1.
Well, the only birdies.
They were the only birdies
so far in the field of 20 that we had. So, ooh, look at this though, Kristin. Beautiful turnover, backhand shot, gets just outside the circle,
and that is all you can ask for here.
That's her grand grace. Lovely.
This hole played is the second most difficult today for our 8 competitors.
Oh, and throwing a forehand, catching a tree. Should be an easy par. And there probably wasn't even many bogeys, just so hard to birdie. Missy goes inside line with the backhand. Probably a little too much turn, but she really gets away with it. Gets pinned high almost.
Kat Mertsch with the right angle on the disc, but just a little low. Doesn't have time to pan.
Kat, once again, a little bit more spin on the disc than is needed to park the hole. Just has a little bit of a putt coming back.
Yeah, coming in hot on these approaches.
Owen with a great angle there with the old approach destroyer.
Missy, not a real look at it. She's also just having to throw a little chip shot to the green.
Yeah, a ton of tiny little trees in her way. That's a solid shot.
Ooh, still a little bit of work left, maybe. Kristin with the only look on the card. Oof. Only one person got to circle 1 and 3 to circle 2.
There we go. Good correction from hole 1 for Kat. She's in for a par. Anyone birdie this one today?
No birdies today.
Oh, good par safe putt from Owen as well. Left side ringer.
And 2 difficult par 3s to start off the round on the very intimidating track at Nevin. Haley King and Kristin Tattar, the only competitors under par through 2 so far. Everyone else struggling a little bit with some bogeys.
Hole 3 is a really technical par 5 at only 630 feet. There's a lot of stuff you have to do to get to the pin, even though it's short. I like the flex forehand or kind of a flip up backhand. The landing zone is so small, though, to make the second shot easier. It's probably only about 25 feet. There's a mandatory on the right. You do have to think about a little bit if you're off the fairway. This played is one of the easiest holes in round 1, actually, but really was a challenge for our competitors yesterday. We did see Owen and Kristin birdie it yesterday. Owen's actually gotten it both days, and I think Cat Mertsch got it once. So that's about perfect for Kristin.
That is center cut, all you can really ask for. She even bit off a lot more of the fairway than we see.
Yeah, I don't know what to call that wooden whatever slat in the ground. What is that? That's a great place to land.
That's the target.
Yeah, that's where you're trying to go. You know, that thing.
Is it a root?
No, I think it's man-made. Owen lined up well with the gap. You really don't need the distance off the tee. You just need the access for the second shot.
Missy giving it lots of height. We saw her error really early right yesterday. Nice correction.
Yeah, that's perfect. One of those holes where if you're in the fairway off your first and second shot, you're like, oh yeah, it's such an easy par 5, but you're a little off and oof. Wow, huge distance from Cat Mertsch. She's a little pinched on the right side, but that was sweet.
This fairway does wrap around to the right, but Owen's still choosing a backhand. Really good idea to be further left on the second half of the fairway. It does open up that third shot. But Kristin getting aggressive, maybe even trying to get towards the green.
Love it. Pushing that left side tree wall. That's going to work just fine. She has that little Mona Lisa smile today. That one where she knows something.
Missy with a nice, smooth, straight backhand. It does get pinched a little at the very end. But she's been working that step-out sidearm a lot this weekend really well.
This is where that mandatory could come into play. I like that Cat goes far left outside of it. If she tries to take that more aggressive inside gap and gets a kick, she could have missed the mandatory. But no problem. She's in a good spot there. That's looking good. More than good. Okay. Wow. Great flex sidearm from Owen. She's 20 feet for a birdie.
Cat trying to work all the way down the left side, and she sure does.
Yeah.
Wow. What a nice recovery after kind of like a half pitch out, half. She bit off a little bit more distance, but
Kristin approaching with a stable, slow speed forehand as well. They're all making this look very simple.
half the field birdied this hole with 63.
All 4 of them.
Yeah. With 63% getting to circle 1. So 5.
Missy with a really technical little turnover or flex sidearm. That was great.
So good.
I just love all the forehand angles that Missy is able to do.
Cat, great recovery. Nice scrambling. Birdie.
Kristin misses right side.
Own in there for her first birdie of the round. 1 of 4 on the day.
Own has to have a lot of confidence. I mean, she has less bogey strokes than all of her competitors, even though the scores reset today.
And she's obviously feeling pretty comfortable on this track.
Even with the injury.
And we heard her say in the interview before the round or after the round yesterday that she feels like she's made the appropriate adjustments too, where she might have to change a couple things, something faster here, something slower here, forehand, backhand changing. So like, is she only going to get better?
Oh, great question.
Introducing the Grip 6 belt, the only belt on the market with the no gut pinch guarantee. The Grip 6 is so light and thin that you'll barely even notice it's there. Its smooth, low-profile design makes this belt the most comfortable belt in the world. Overly confident much? You're damn right. Because on top of being the most comfortable belt in the universe, each Grip 6 belt comes with our A3 Guarantee, meaning if you don't like any belt for any reason at any time or in any condition, you can just contact us and we'll give you a full refund.
Hole 4, our first par 4 of the round, 640 feet. You want to throw a backhand kind of straight to left finishing shot to open up this second shot around this little hilly area to the basket that is out in the open just past all these very well-placed guardian trees. It's kind of like ideally a hyzer type of a situation, but really it's good to just keep it in the fairway just like every other hole at Nevin. There was only 3 birdies in round 1 out of 20 and only 3 in round 2. One of those was Cat Mertsch.
And that's kind of the typical play. Really well done from Own. I would say the most common mistake is just hyzering a little bit too much to that left side. You do see some mostly faster speed discs off the tee here. Largely fairway drivers, even drivers.
Ooh.
Oh, man, that was so close to being perfect. Missy gets kind of an anti-skip to the right. I think she'll still be in a decent spot.
Another one of those Nevin gaps that looks really big from the tee, but right where you need to start fading, the gap gets really small and it's hard to find. You can see Kat pushes a little bit too deep and she's going to find herself in the rough. It is so important to finish left here, but you can't be too far left, like Erika said. I think,
fine line.
Yeah, I think Kristin she's fine, but she's going to have a pretty steep fade angle. She's probably pulling something really overstable out right now.
Ooh, that is early. It looks like a slip from Kristin. She gets kicked to a good spot, actually. Yeah, on this left side, largely you end up having to push the right side, kind of back wall before fading in, I think is the largest risk. Own with an almost identical slip to Kristin there.
Yeah, it must be a little muddy spot on the fairway.
It's going to be kind of awkward on that hillside.
They both almost threw it to the exact same spot, too. Kristin got a little kick out.
Wow. Really good footwork in that kind of awkward run-up.
That was almost so good. It just got caught on that little hill.
Got to shrug it off, you know, it's fine.
Yep.
Cat Mertsch just having a pitch out there.
Hole 4, the shrug counter's already at 2. She can still reach the green here. It's about 80, maybe 100 feet past that little hill.
Here's what I was talking about, pushing that backside wall.
Perfect.
Yeah, really nice.
Inside the circle for a par save.
Kristin opting for the standstill on this one. That's out of her hand a little early. She's going to have a inside the circle putt, though, for a par save. Oh, Missy putting a towel down. They must be dealing with some significant footing issues. We haven't really seen this yet.
Well, at U.S. Women's, it did get so slippery. So something about this North Carolina mud, maybe it's a little clay-based, and it does get very slippery very fast.
Own on top of the world. Ooh, gets caught on the last tree.
The one guardian tree.
very much a tester here, just outside the circle. And unable to convert that one.
Yeah, a little bit more of a hyzer putt than she is usually hoping for.
Brings that bogey-free streak to an end. I mean, it's been at least 21 holes. Wow, nice putt from Kristin. Oh, yes. Let's see this bounce in on the Jomez.
Slow motion action. That'll do.
Sweet. Great save.
Missy with some work left as well.
Well done.
Oh, when Missy's on, I could watch her putt forever. I love the little wobble that her and Owen both have.
I'd love to know scientifically whose wobbles more.
It used to be Owen's, but I feel like it's Missy's now.
Yeah, has gotten intense.
It's so wobbly, which I think makes it just like
Helps it grab, you know?
and unaffected by wind,
Yeah.
probably.
Science.
Science. Only one person birdied it today. Jennifer Allen got it. Only 2 players even got to circle 1 for a look. Kristin still maintains the lead, shared with Haley King through 4. Haley King, the local.
Hole 5 is a par 4, 630 feet. You want to just kind of push very straight off the tee to this corner right here. And then it's really hard to get a clean look at the second shot, which can be pretty long to get down here. We've seen the women that the field of 20 anyway, have a lot of trouble accessing this pin for a birdie. There is a mandatory on the left. There is some OB that doesn't really come into play. Largely what we've seen is making the first gap and then hyzering too far to the left, or this play where you go right of that large tree that Missy just went right of, and then ending up more on the right side and having nothing. That's going to work just fine for Missy. I think in round 1, we only had 1 birdie, which was Cat Mertsch, and then we only had 2 birdies yesterday. Look at this sweet turning shot from Cat.
Wow.
That's got to be your Thunderbird. Let me double check.
It looks like it.
Yeah.
Man, one thing that Kat is so much fun to watch on any sort of card is she's so good at putting way more aggressive distance than anyone else on every shot.
No fear.
No, a lot of people are really just trying to get through the first line of trees. Kat, she's trying to get through all of them.
This looks gorgeous from Kristin. Really good correction from the last 2 days.
Wow.
Uh-huh.
Makes
Oh
the catch
my.
cam dance.
That is perfect. That was a orbit grace from Kristin.
She's in birdie land? Like,
I
she
think
potentially?
so. I think her and potentially Kat too, but Kristin I think will be lined up better. Own kind of that classic mistake, a little bit too much turn on the right side. It's going to be fine there, but you're just playing from par generally. The angle to get to the pin from here is just pretty awkward. Watch her do it. Just watch her do it. That was a great shot.
Oh, nice little roll.
I still think, is she even in circle 2 there, though?
I don't think so.
Me neither. Missy gonna be really pinched. It's a sharp hyzer / skip shot to get anywhere close.
We've seen Missy just try to chop up this left side almost every round so far.
I don't think it's a bad play. It's a good par play. We saw Holland Hanley end up too far on the right 2 days in a row, and that was just literally a pitch out. So I think the left side's a little bit better for par. Cat unable to attack on the second. Looks like Kristin is indeed
She's got
in birdie land.
It looks like a flex forehand could get there.
That's looking great. Wow.
Nice. God, and this hole has just looked so difficult as we watched our lead cards move through the last 2 days. That just looked simple.
Smooth forehand from Cat. Gets to about 25 feet for her par. Missy from somewhere in the realm of 100 feet. Perfect floaty side or backhand approach.
Yep. Just the right amount of spin.
Owen, what do you think? Little run? Little run?
Oh my gosh, I thought no way, but definitely was.
Gosh, she's funny. If it was anyone else, I don't think I would say that. Ooh, smooth putt from Kat there.
Super nice recovery again. She's doing a great job of just pitching back out into the fairway and trusting her approaches.
Yeah, it's a difficult thing to do. I'm sure it must be easy to panic when each of these strokes has so much weight to it. What a birdie.
One of two today, Jennifer Allen getting the other one.
Kristin going to move to 2 down on that one and take the solo lead. Big tie for second at even par.
Hole 6. You want to put your drive past the tree line here. There is an out of bounds line all the way down the left-hand side that can come into play. There's also an out of bounds line that comes in on the right-hand side in that tree line if you shank one. We saw Holland Hanley find it yesterday. Most people on their second shot are making the decision to either lay up to that out of bounds creek or trying to be aggressive and throw over and get to the green for an eagle look. We'll see what everyone's doing here, but most people are having a hard time getting through this tree line.
Yeah, they did yesterday anyway. That looks great.
It's averaged a quarter to a half stroke under par in the first 2 rounds. So it's playing easy for the field. It is a little bit of a softer par 5.
Yeah, I'm still curious if we're going to see any kind of a real eagle look at it. That was a huge drive from Kristin. Like, just absolutely massive. That was also an orbit grace. Missy doing her best to get way out there as well. That was fantastic. ESP Thrasher.
Me and Erika are rooting for an eagle. We want it.
Yeah, we do.
We want to see it.
That's what the people want.
It's what we all want.
Oh, whoa.
Cat
Go ahead.
Going huge.
Yeah, it was a star turn.
Ooh, dang, huge.
Yeah, finds that OB left side.
A stable star turn.
That's a good correction. Owen's been throwing this forehand low and early into the ground. She gets past that tree line, and that's all you really need to birdie. I think the more, even though I want the eagle, the more I watch this, the more I do like the forehand approach. Because if you're early in that left corner of trees, sometimes you can't even get birdie.
Yeah.
And if you're on the right, you can make something work.
Yeah, we've seen Kristin pinch the last 2 days early and try to throw a flex sidearm, and it worked out one of the days, but the other day there just wasn't that much to get.
Whereas Owen is lined up really well and has a very short, simple approach.
Missy did make it into the gap yesterday. She's playing a little bit more conservatively today, and she's going to be early.
Yeah, possible to scramble from there for the birdie still. Just more obstructions than you'd like. Eagle. Eagle.
Again, just a teeny bit early. She's almost there, but it'll be very straightforward.
Yeah, that tree helped her, I think.
Yep, she's far enough where it'll be not a lot to think about.
Kat throwing 3 with the OB. She's going standstill, hitting the corner too early. Getting kind of lucky through there. She'll have some kind of look for a par save.
Oh, no problem here. Just a simple downhill shot to the green.
Bases it. Love it. Love the commitment to the sidearm play.
Course management queen.
Do you think she offers a course in course management? I would take it.
I would definitely take it.
Smooth forehand approach from Kristin. She's pretty close there for her birdie. Pretty small gap here for Missy on this sidearm.
Ooh.
She does catch a tree.
Oh, no.
I think she's barely across.
Very obstructed putt. Ooh. Love it.
Yeah, that was sweet.
It was so good.
Yeah, she likes it too.
Amping up the crowd in true Cat Mertsch fashion.
Missy, long look for birdie.
Oh, she started to run it
Yeah.
in. Careful, he'll tear a quad running those in.
Back-to-back birdies for Kristin. She moves to 3 down.
Half the field got this one. Besides Kristin and Owen, who has a tap in, Allie Smith and Jennifer Allen also got it. Look at that focus, dead center. Adding another bit of green to the scorecard still, no bogeys.
Feeling great starts with a great shave. Today, the world is in the palm of your hand. Or at least this can is. For over 100 years, Barbasol. It's a can of can-do.
Hole 7, par 4, 520 feet. OB line all along the left. It is a sidearm off the tee, but then kind of a scrambly second shot. There's no ideal landing zone. You just work with what you have. Obviously, you want to land in the fairway. There's kind of 2 gaps-ish, if you want to call them that. One short right, one deep on the left. That's more of a skip shot with the forehand.
The shot is so scary because you really actually need to throw a kind of a flex shot towards that out of bounds and let it hyzer at the last minute. But most people do what Kristin is doing right here, throwing that hyzer angle, but it always lands in this corner and it makes it very difficult to approach the green from there.
Owen has birdied this one both rounds. I believe the only one on the card to do so.
The Flex Master at work.
Yeah,
right
that's great.
towards the OB. And she's wide enough where I think she should have a pretty straightforward forehand.
Uh-huh.
Even Missy pulling out the sidearm.
Yeah, this is kind of the play that we've seen where she overturns it just a touch. Oh, she's barely in.
Oh my God. Another shrug.
Cat a little bit more inside on a pure hyzer line. That's great.
God, that is such a scary shot.
Yeah, it is.
She's so good at those hyzer flips, but dang, just the littlest bit of wrist turn and that thing is OB by a mile.
Mm-hmm.
Another really nice looking forehand from Missy. Just breaking the hole up into little parts, not trying to get hyper aggressive here.
This is that more inside route I was talking about.
I love it.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
It's still good.
Still great.
Look how narrow it is through there, though. Cat's happy with it. This is probably the best way to get there. It's just really difficult to get very close. You can see it's nearly a 90-degree angle. Love the height here from Owen. Love a just outside the circle look.
Only 3 players got to circle 1 for a birdie look. Kristin is one of them.
Yeah, she is. Wow, nice little tree direction into the bullseye, too. I mean, it was perfect regardless.
Yep, she's the only player to park the hole today.
Missy in a little patent pending stance. Crystal fierce in hand.
So floaty, so nice.
No problem for Owen.
Wow.
Yeah, I would love to see that again. No doubts.
Oh my gosh. This is just a putting clinic today.
Mm-hmm. Look at her smile. That's probably a fun gallery to be in. Both Own and Cat Mertsch are just... They just play off the crowd's energy so well.
Yep, they were made for the stage.
Yeah. Great birdie from Cat.
So funny.
Missy just settling for a par.
There were only 3 birdies on the day today. We got to watch all of them.
Wow, that's a turkey for Kristin.
And 3 of our, it looks like our lead card right now, holding on to those lead card positions in the top 4. Hole 8. This is the telephone pole hole. You got to pick one side. Do you want to go early and have a hyzer flip shot that gets across this creek, or do you want to go wide around the outside and throw a hyzer? Your second shot, even if you don't cross that OB creek, is fairly straightforward up to this green. It's like a little backboard. You can just throw whatever you want, get up there and give yourself a putt. Erroring on the right-hand side on the second shot can be tough to recover your birdie putt.
I believe that everyone on the card except for Cat Mertsch has birdied this hole. And I think Kristin's done it both days. She's gonna... Kristin's gonna be caught up on the right side, kicks left, but she's safe.
A Kristin shrug. That could have been a disaster, but it worked out fine.
Oh, I think we've seen Own go forehand both days. I think this is the first backhand we've seen. She gets caught fairly early. Nothing can keep her spirits down, though. Not even that injury. Cat Mertsch sending this one.
Pushing a little straight, not getting that fade at the end. Some branches grabbed her disc, knocked it pretty much straight down. Ooh, love this.
So smooth. And the late turn. Missy with her ESP Thrasher well across the ditch in perfect position.
Is she inside circle 1?
No. No, she's just across.
Okay,
nicely.
I just saw the little tassels.
Own forced to go kind of out and around the trees on a hyzer line, just playing for par from there. Oh, Kat's got a great look at it from over here, actually. Looks like a little bit of a turnover shot.
A lot of hyzer on that disc, and it flips up so nicely.
Gorgeous. Look at it, just keeps spinning, too.
I wonder what that is. That was beautiful.
Kristin, she's one of the best in the world at this shot in particular. Gets most of the way there, catches the very last tree, but she's inside the circle for a birdie.
Missy straddled, throwing an approach through the trees. Okay.
Yeah, that's
Heck
great.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if the men have a shorter basket or
what are
something.
those
Yeah,
little
I see the
tassels?
tassel. They must. And just play it as a par 3.
This played as the second easiest hole of the day. It's always in as one of the easiest holes.
Kristin for her 4th birdie in a row. Wow.
There she is.
And 5 down is the best round that we've seen. So to be there through 8 is pretty unbelievable.
And to have 4 in a row.
Yeah.
Wow.
This is an exceedingly difficult course. You can't tell.
Three for 4 birdies on our lead card. And that's 3 of the 4 birdies on the day. Haley King collecting the other green.
Wow. Kristin 3 strokes over Own and Kat Mertsch. Missy Gannon still rounding out the top 4. No one else on the chase card under par at the moment. Hole 9 is a par 4, 580 feet. Pretty narrow tee shot here. I like the straight backhand for placement, but honestly, we've seen a lot more aggressive forehand plays. This is played as one of the hardest holes, largely because it's difficult to be in the correct position to attack this pin. A lot of second shots get caught up on that log that we just passed. You also have to meter your speed because the OB is just outside the circle deep. If you are off the fairway, it can be so difficult. We saw Holland Hanley have such a rough time on the right side of the fairway. She just couldn't get out of there. And we actually haven't seen that much of that from any of our competitors on the card. Like, most have been really good at scrambling, but this is one of those holes that's tough.
Wow.
Yeah, look at it keep going.
She got way down there in a little final roll. She might be a little pinched on that right-hand side. We'll see what she has to work with. It sometimes does help to be a little bit more left. You can see Kat opting for the backhand here, but she catches an early tree and she's going to kick early left.
Missy going Big Z Mantis, just going for that placement shot with the backhand like I mentioned. Looking to flip it up and push nice and straight. That's solid. Own going forehand. She's been playing this shot so well the last 2 days, and that's also really great. Just a little bit on the right side. Whoa.
Kat doesn't throw as many of the flex sidearms as some of the other people on the card, but that was a really nice looking shot.
I think it was too churned.
Oh, was it?
Mm-hmm. Just a little. Had great pace on it, though. Similar story with Missy here. I think just a touch too much turn. Own even more in the bushes than I expected. Probably can't get there unless she gets some good ground play. She's like edge of circle 2, maybe. Kristin's so far down here. It's unreal. Oh. And she goes under the log.
No way.
Come on. Does she even know?
No, she has no idea.
Hope she sees that later. That was sweet.
Kat right at the log, gets over it. And what a great shot.
Yeah.
That OB is another 15 feet away.
Plus, she has been going kind of deep on her sidearm approaches, so what a great correction. So hard to control your speed coming in on this green.
Nice.
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 Enough said. This one has averaged over par every day, so getting a par on this one feels phenomenal.
Kristin long look for her 5th birdie in a row, catches band. Still a great par.
Nice Northern Cardinal. From Kristin,
Yes.
the North Carolina State bird. And a very loud bird echoing through these woods. Only one competitor got to circle 1 and only 2 got to circle 2. This one was very difficult to access.
Did you already say any beat so far is Haley King? And that was in round 1 or 2?
She probably took the local route too.
Yeah, most likely.
And that's going to wrap up our front 9 of our first round of the finals. Kristin with a pretty nice lead at Nevin. 3 strokes feels excellent. Own keeping it pretty clean as well. Her and Kat Mertsch both at 2 down. Missy Gannon at 1 down. So our cards are holding clean the way that they are currently.
Mm-hmm. Still a lot of golf left. And we hope you come join us on the back. I really don't know why you wouldn't.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
what else are you going to do?
Psychopaths. 9 more holes. We'll see you then. I'm Madison Walker.
I'm Erika Stinchcomb. We're the Two Hot Geese.
Honk.